So today I'm going to talk about is of course the overpopulation, but along with that I'm going to talk about this movie that I saw called the Kerala Story. So there's a lot of debate about the movie, whether it is true or not, whether the numbers are as high as what the movie makers are claiming, and if the situation at the ground level is so severe where women are getting groomed and then sent to ISIS or Afghanistan and so on. So I watched the movie, and because of what I understand from the movie, I know the number is sizable. It's a fairly sizable number where women got sent to ISIS or Syria or Afghanistan. The reason is only four women were able to escape. First of all, it's next to impossible to escape from those Taliban people, and on top of that, they made it alive. When somebody is living in Taliban, they're not eating the finest of food. They're almost malnutritioned or not getting enough food to begin with, especially women who are single or got sold or are gotten taken in as a wife. So these women were already in bad health or situation, and when they run out or are able to escape, they somehow manage to not get taken back or get caught by Taliban again, and instead got found out by UN. So the fact that even four could make it, because that number who made it is not very big. So the number who went to ISIS, the women, and are possibly still under lot of Taliban controlled camps, maybe working as slaves or wives, is very high. It's sizable to very high. So the movie maker's concern is right. So this is one. The second is, every country, custom and culture should respect the fact that the human came first and then came the religion. And when we are born into a certain culture, custom, or religion, we are not giving a consent that we want to be in this culture, custom, and religion. And faith in God is so because we want the kindness from the spiritual might, and we believe we will be treated very kindly. But when a religion starts to punish, whichever way the religion is designed, when it starts to punish, we have to ask ourselves, is it okay to practice it to begin with? At this point, some people would like to ask me, who are you and how dare you speak like this? Because I'm talking about Islam. And the Sharia law of chopping the hand or punishing people over smallest of things like putting makeup, holding a mobile phone, things like those. So we have to ask this question, is it serving the humanity? Ask the person whose hand is about to get chopped, will you like an exit from the religion, or will you be okay to get a chop on your hand and continue with the religion? Will Islam or people from Sharia law will be okay to take that consent from people. And if they say no, I would like to ask why. Do you have a punishing heart? Does cruelty speak to you very loud? So, I am surprised in the movie, which is based on so many true events. They say that Sharia law is being practiced in one of the places in Kerala. I'm against it, and world over, I want it to be banned. And since some people are very attached to the religion and don't want it to be banned and would like to practice it, okay, fine, continue to practice it, but you should give the choice to the person. Would you like a exit or continue with the punishment? Because the person was born free. The one part that I did not agree with the movie is the casting. Somehow I believe the casting is done in order to show the women and families from upper middle class or the very well to do families and so on, when they are very clearly middle class families. See, there is no problem with showing people as rich and upper class and good looking when they may not be so in the real life. My concern is you're not giving a correct depiction of where in the society is this problem happening, because then people can understand it well and maybe try to work around it. So there is this girl called Nima Matthew who's shown as very tall and beautiful Christian girl, and then in the reality, we see her as a very regular girl, not a model like girl. See, at this point, I'm not trying to marginalize poor people or middle class or people who are not great to look at. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm just saying that at least do the casting right. People should look like more or less similar to how they are in the real life. Not exactly, because you're trying to also protect the identity, but don't give a completely a different, you know, idea of how the families are. So that's my concern, because I believe this kind of brainwashing and nonsense talking is happening at lower end of the society. And I repeatedly keep talking about how the overpopulation in India is leading to a very big number of poor people in India. The poor have suddenly surged so high. And I'm just saying that movie is going to ring very, very true in coming some more years, because conflict will keep getting big because there are less and less resources available. There's going to be fight for money, fight for land, fight for everything that is good in the society, because there are just too many people and too few resources and very less money to distribute among a great population. And that is when people will start to conflicts will get big and people will start to fight with each other. So one, if you are saying the problem is with the Muslim world or Muslims who groom these girls, partially, but it doesn't, this blame doesn't go to a greater part of the population who are Muslim. I feel very sorry for them, because I believe backlash from this movie is coming their way in some way. It always happens. India is a very heavily perception ridden society. So I don't think many people are able to make that difference. This is how I think the population is going to be quite damaging the societal fabric. The other thing that I wanted to talk about was, the conflicts suddenly getting so big, very big, and never settling. If we keep pushing more and more people into less space, it's like this. If I give you one room and there is just one person in that room and it's a well decked up room, it's okay. Then there are, maybe I put another bed, there are two people. I add third more person, fourth more person, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and I just keep on increasing the number of people in that room. The conflict and fights are going to start happening every second, and then very, very bad and damaging things will happen because there are too many people, and they will group up to fight somebody because the fight has gotten bad. And it's in just animal world. So India has to understand we cannot live with this kind of a overpopulation burst or a surge, because the conflict will then start dividing people as the resources will start to get less and less. And when people have good and easy lives, they will never choose violence and bad lives. People do that when they have a greed of getting more money or more comfort. They try to trick and cheat people, you know. So if as an administrator if the administrator ensured people have a lot of money, a good place to stay, a lot of space to themselves, and absolutely no reason to fight, these conflicts will not happen. It's just common sense. People can keep running around this movie and keep trying to analyze it in 20,000 ways. There is just one simple understanding you have to make, that we shouldn't be, as a country, be so overpopulated. And the other is, there is a problem, with Muslim world being so punishing with the religious order. And because of my spiritual title and might, I would tell this to every Muslim world person, that it's time for you to become gentle like a flower, and it's not okay to practice Sharia law in punishing people the way you do.